Well, good morning and welcome once again to Ed's Orchids. Now I've got one or two things going on in the greenhouse at the moment. There's some in the house that needs attending to. There's a lot that are coming into spike. So I think we'll have a look at them. But the first one, this won't be a continually running thing. I'll just skip from one thing to another. And the first thing I want to do is have a good look at this Mr. Cedar, Aerangis Mr. Cedar. Now I've had, what I think, 1, 2, 3 Aerangis just keel over and die on me, and this one is going the same way. So what I'm going to do, and they've all been mounted, so I'm going to take this off the mount and I'm going to put it in a pot, because if I leave this on the mount any longer, well, I'm afraid in 3 months' time it won't be with me. So I'm going to take it off the mount and, as I said, take off all the dead roots, dead leaves and all that, and repot it in some, I think I'll just put it in some sphagnum moss. Well, we'll begin by taking this off. Now, it's not glued on in any way, and it's not fastened on with wires, so we'll just have to release it gently by the roots. But some of these are stuck on, and it's the dead roots. So do we just pull it, or what? I don't know. Do we just break the orchids on to release the roots out? Because some roots have gone right down there, but they're dying off at the tips. Let's have a look. Yeah, we'll break this if we can. You see, that's a little root there that's fastened around everything. I'll give them a nip in a minute to see if they're alive or they're dead. It's the dead leaves there. No, it's not. Well, I think we've got that now. So I'll give this a good spray with my new bug killer, and we'll put it in a pot and see how it goes on. Just cut through that rhizome a bit there. It's just dead. Dead. But we'll see what goes on. We'll get this potted up now and we'll have a look at it. Well, as you know, in the wild, the Aerangis, they like it fairly warm. They're epiphytic. They grow on branches overhanging overhanging water, be it lakes or streams. And well, I tried to reconstruct that with it being in mounted, but no, watered every day, but no, that didn't do it any good. It has flowered, and it's flowered absolutely beautiful, but as all my Aerangis have done, once they've flowered, they just slowly decompose. But we've got a nice little pot here, a nice 6 centimetre pot. Whoops, some holes in for aeration, and so we'll get this potted up in sphagnum moss. Well, I've got some fresh moss here, just nice and damp. Put some polystyrene chippings in the bottom. Put a bit of this in without pressing it down, and I think I'll just wrap a little bit round here. Just wrap it up like that. A little bit more in, doesn't need to be near tight, as long as it's just held in. Put all the moss round. Whoops. This is Chilean moss, this. I couldn't get any of the New Zealand. It seems alright though. Not as long on the pieces of moss, but doing quite alright. You know, they're about that length. But yeah, should do fine. May look like I'm pressing down hard, but I'm not. I'm just making sure that the plant is held firmly enough. I don't want to compact all this moss together. It won't do the plant any good at all. We'll just put that in there. We'll call that a day, and I'll make a new label for it. And that's me Aerangis Mr. Cedar. Now we have another little item that needs attending to. This needs this spike with, it's got a load of buds on it, but I'm not having a look yet. And it's another growth coming up here on this Cymbidium. But the only thing I need to do with this one is to just try and get something down there. I'll have to sharpen the end, I think, before I can get it down. I've got a rod here. Just try and force it in there if I can. Yeah, that's pretty straight. And then we'll just fasten that up there. What with? Can't put a clip on because it's too thick, both of them. And I don't think I've any big clips. No, so we'll just have to fasten it up with a little bit of wire. There we are. Just so we can have it going straight up instead of leaning over on one side. Not do it too tight. So it's not tight at all, but that looks much better like that. And the other spike, when it starts growing, when it's long enough, I'll put a spike. Oh, it is long enough now. I'll put a little thing in there and get that straight up. Well, I don't know whether you can see this or not, but I'll put just a small stick in there. Just see if we can get it in. Yeah. And we'll just bring that other one up to there. That's about right. I don't think, yeah, we'll just fasten that up with a piece of wire. If I can find some somewhere again. Just have a look. A lovely day here. It's not warm in the greenhouse, it's about 14 in here and that's all. But it'll probably get up to 16 or 17 this afternoon. I will just wrap that round there. Just to make sure that when it grows up pretty straightish. fasten that other end round here. That should do it nicely. I mean, I've no idea what this plant is at all, whether this has flowered before or not, I don't know, but we'll still see. We'll just have a look at those bulbs. Here's the flower buds on this one. So I just wonder, it looks like it might be white, I think, but should be quite a few blooms on there. I could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 buds on it. But we'll see what happens with that one. And there's the other one wired up to grow up straight. So that's another little item done for today. This is a Phragmipedium I brought down here because on top of the compost there's shiny little streaks which says that there's either a snail or a slug in there. Now this has got 1, 2, 3, 4 new growths on it. So we're going to take it out of its pot, clean it up, because some of the plants are quite old and ready for getting rid of. So we'll take it out of its pot, move the label, and see if we can find the beastie who's causing the problems. Well, it's definitely eating all the roots away, I'll tell you that. Look at that, hardly any roots at all. Just one here, and that's white at the end. So we'll have a good look through here, see what we can find. That's going to be another plant less. Right, get the camera. Oops. Right, we'll see if we can find anything in here. Is it, or has it moved on to other pots? We'll go through it with a fine-tooth comb. See, there's a root that's been chewed off. I can't see anything yet. But it's evident there is something there that's causing all the problems. So I'll just leave it like that. There's nothing in the... No, there's nothing in the pot. Well, I'm going to spray it with this I've come home, a Provanto Smart Bug Killer, 3-in-1 action. 8 weeks protection, visible results in 1 day, stops pests in 1 hour, and it's also a systemic one for aphids, leafhoppers, whitefly, mealybugs, scale insects, anything like that. And it lasts for, what did it say, 8 weeks? Right. There's a mixture of safety instructions on the back as well. So I'll try this for the first time. And with it being systemic, I'll spray the roots as well. Well, I've got some fresh bark here, nice and clean, and put some large perlite in it, and that's all it's going to get. So I'm going to pot this up. I've sprayed it all over, given a real good spray. And we'll see how it goes from there with this new type of bug colour I've got. Right, we'll just pot it back up. It seems that the bugger, whatever it was that was causing the problems, has drifted on elsewhere, so we'll try and find it somewhere else. We'll put some, I can't put any pellets down for it in the house. I don't think that'll go down very well. And make sure the plant is nice and firm. Plenty of new growth on here, but very sparse on the roots. So with it being sparse on the roots, it's quite difficult to get it firm. But I'm going to leave it like that. It's had its spray, so in the next few weeks that should start getting better if that spray does what it says it's going to do. Well, I think we'll just have a look at a couple of Masdevallias. This is a Masdevallia Pixis, and it's one of my better ones. Lovely plant. I've had this about 2 years, that's all, but it's spreading like mad, and as you can see it's just coming into bloom. It might have 10 or 15 of these on when it's finished. I think there's some more down there. Yeah, absolutely lovely these. Good root system as well. Masdevallia Pixis. So we'll go inside now and see what's happening in there. See how many spikes there are on the various things. But I think there'll only be the Phalaenopsis. Well, this is the Angraecum dideri I put on a mount a couple of weeks back, and it seems to be doing okay. I keep it nice and damp, water it about once every 2-3 days, something like that, keep the moisture, but it's putting out some nice new root growth at the back. So that looks alright, that looks like it's doing very well. It's flowered twice for me, this, and before when I've had these, they've never lived long after flowering, but this one is doing fine. So keep the fingers crossed that when this flowers, the flowers won't be obstructed by the pot it was in. So that's Angraecum dideri. And then we've got some of these, well, I would say shop-bought Phalaenopsis. That's what they were. And this is coming into spike for the first time. And we've got two like this. I'll show you the other one in a minute. Don't know what colour these flowers will be, but by the looks of the leaves it'll be quite nice. And this is the other one in spike. You can see it's one with the sort of a mottled coloured leaf on it, which is very attractive. This is the first time flowering as well, and there's the spike on it. So I'm hoping this will be another attractive bloom, and that will come to that when it's blooming. Well, I've got plenty more of these Phalaenopsis that are in spike. They've got 2 spikes on them, 4 spikes, and they seem to be spiking all the time, these, for some reason. This is one got plenty of aerial roots on. A bud there ready for opening, and that's a That's another Bellina green. And there's got one here with a flower on it. See if I can get a nice picture. There we are. Really nice those. Love them. So that's a short little video today. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you all later. Bye.